High School Scrack, thanks for joining us. Local big Chris here, Blast 106, got the band Dearest on the line. How's it going, lads? Alright?
All
Doing
good,
well,
Chris. Doing
yes.
well.
How are you?
I'm dead on, lads. Thank you very much for coming on the show. So tell us a wee bit about yourselves. How did you get music behind the band start about?
Yeah, so we actually we used to play in a band together. Me and Breach, called Slipstream Splashback, which we'll not get into that, but that was more of like a joke kind of band, I guess. I actually played drums, and Breach played lead guitar in that too. So that's kind of how we met and became friends. And our bassist Rory also was in that band, and then our friend Matthew was. We're sort of like a few of us are from the North Coast and would have played in that music scene, so we kind of met him through there, and yeah, that's kind of how we got started.
And who's your inspirations?
Um,
I would say the biggest one for us is probably the band Slaughter Beach Dog. Um, we've been fans of theirs for a while. We've been to a couple of their shows. They're kind of like in that indie rock with some like country influence kind of twangy thing going on. Um, so there's that, and then there's also like other bands in that sort of sphere like Pine Grove, Big Thief is another one. Um, probably those are probably our biggest ones.
yeah, our Instagram bio is Belfast Indie Twang, which I feel like nails it pretty well. It's just like indie rock with country or folk experimentation going on, so that's kind of what we're into. That's our jam.
And what is your creative process like when you're putting a song together?
Well, it used to be a lot more like intense than it is now. I think like the more we've written, the more we've kind of learned how to write. Like me and Breach used to like be sending each other like Logic demos back and forth and uploading files, and like with one little change to the bass line or like something added here or there.
It's very inefficient.
It is very inefficient, and like it would take months to write one song, whereas I feel like now we're kind of more in the groove of like sitting down in one session and like kind of capturing it more, like lightning in a bottle, rather than like toiling on it for months. And I find that actually the less, almost like the less effort or trouble you put into making a song, the better it turns out, because it's less overthought and it's more just like raw um and emotional, I guess. So usually I'll just like have a session like that, and I'll sit down and write it, and then I'll make like a scratch demo, and then Breach will help put it together and add like things here or there, and yeah, that's pretty much how it goes.
And what has been your favourite gig to date yet as a band?
Probably our last one.
Yeah, we played one last weekend, I guess it was, in the Pavilion. It was like a Battle of the Bands type deal, and well, it was a Battle of the Bands, and yeah, we only had a 20-minute set, but it was really fun because there was like a lot of people there and like a lot of other really good bands from Belfast,
Yeah,
and
it was the biggest gig we've played so far as Dearest, and we did make it through to the next round as well, which we were super stoked about. So yeah, we're excited. I think the next one's towards the end of the month, and then fingers crossed if we make it through again, then the final will be mid-March. So that's kind of what we're focused on at the minute.
yeah.
And what is your favourite song to play when you're out gigging?
Um,
Uh,
for me, I would say in general, the new ones that we've got are the most fun. And we have this new one called Wooden Floors, personally my favorite.
yeah,
Um,
I think
just
yeah,
just because it's like the lead part is quite. I play lead guitar, so the lead part's quite fun. And it's kind of like a mishmash of like there's a slide bit going on, and then there's like kind of a shreddy solo bit. Well, not shreddy solo, but a kind of a cool solo, and it's just very like intense in a cool way for me. And then
yeah.
like I'm singing the harmonies and stuff is really fun too. There's a lot of those going on.
Yeah, I think new songs are often the most fun to play just because they're like fresh and exciting, and yeah, so like one that would definitely be one of mine too, or our new song Swelter, which is a bit slower and a bit more groovy. And in my old age, I'm maturing into like preferring sort of stuff like that, so that would be mine.
If you could open a show for anybody, who would it be who's had the opportunity?
Probably Slaughter Beach Dog that we just mentioned.
Yeah, maybe them.
I like to think we'd be a good fit because our music's quite similar, and we've seen them I've seen them 4 times. We've seen them together 2 of those times, 3 of those times.
Yeah, but I also think, you know, if we're thinking about getting our name out there, we'd probably want to open for someone like Taylor Swift or something, just so we have like 100,000 people or whatever. Like
Hopefully, give us a bit more time before we sell out that hard. But
we need we need all the help we can get, and Taylor will do it. I think.
What's the last three songs you listened to?
oh God,
For me, it's probably the new Black Country New Road song, Besties. I'm a big fan of that song. And then I was listening to the Beach Boys earlier. Wouldn't It Be Nice by the Beach Boys.
yeah.
And then listening to Steely Dan, Dirty Work earlier too. So it's crazy. I just remembered those three at the top of my head. So
I think well, we both work from home, and like we basically listen to music all day, so it's hard to listen. It's hard to think of sometimes. I think my one was I was listening to Wilco's first record, and I think I stopped it like halfway through. So probably like track like 4 to 7 of that.
that's good. That's easy.
And what's lined up for yourselves? What's lined up for the band? What's happening, lads? What's in the mood work?
Pretty much like what we've got going on at the minute is we're kind of like setting our sights on the Battle of the Bands for now. We're kind of focused on that, and we do have new songs pretty much ready to go that we're shopping around different places to record at the moment, and hopefully we'll be looking at putting out another record of some kind at some stage this year.
Yeah, it'd be good to put out. We put out a record last year, so if we can be as productive as possible in putting stuff out, that'd be great, because we really like these new songs and we really want to get them out there and
I think
sound as good as possible.
We're super excited about the new songs. I think it shows a lot of like the maturity and development since our last record, so I'm definitely looking forward to putting that out. But one thing at a time, Battle of the Bands for now, and then after we win that, we'll use the cash prize to fund a new record.
And what's your social media handles? How can people follow you, see what you're up to, and get your music?
So our Instagram is Dearest DEAREST_band. Pretty much we have a link tree from there. I think that has the rest of our links. That's the only one I know off by heart to like tell people at a pub. Unless you know the rest of them.
No, I think that's like the only socials that we like post on. But obviously, if anyone wants to listen to us, we're on Spotify and Bandcamp as well. So, Instagram, Spotify, Bandcamp. Yeah.
Well, lads, thanks very much for today's chat.
No worries. Thanks for having us, Chris.
Absolute pleasure, lads. Thank you very much.